The Thai police are considering laying charges against the leaders of the weekend protest in Bangkok. This even though the protest ended peacefully. The anti-government demonstrators handed a petition listing their demands to police. Tens of thousands of people joined the demonstration, making it the largest such gathering Thailand has seen in years. The charges the police are considering include the unauthorized relocation of the protests from Thammasat University to Sanam, Luang, a public square commonly used for royal events. And police are also pressing city authorities to take out a plaque which protest leaders installed outside the royal palace. In a show of opposition to the Thai monarchy, the plaque declares that Thailand belongs to the people. The CNA's Actvtivsts Sambat has more on Sunday's protest march in Bangkok.
It was the biggest challenge yet to the political status quo by pro-democracy demonstrators over the weekend, taking place here on Sanam Luang, the royal grounds, which used to be a publicly accessible place where people would picnic and also fly kites, but it hasn't been publicly accessible for quite some time and mostly used for royal events. The more significant was it that the demonstrators have actually seized this place and staged their anti-government protest overnight, calling for not only the government of General Prayut to resign, but also for reforms to the monarchy. And these demands to the monarchy, calling for transparency over the palace's dealings and also accountability over its actions, those demands have been, attempted to be handed over to the Privy Council next to the Grand Palace. They didn't get very far through the police barricades, but at least representatives of the police force has received them and will be handed over to the police themselves. Now the big question is, what is next? The protesters have already called for the next big rally on September 24th. That is when there will be a joint assembly in the parliament between the upper house and the lower house talking about constitutional amendments. One of the key demands by protesters calling for either changes to the constitution or a whole rewrite of the constitution that was written under the military government of General Prayut. But going forward, that is still going to take some time. The coalition has already said in parliament that this will take at least a leisurely 2 years. So this could be longer than the protesters want. The patience of the protesters might be wearing thin, but calling for vast changes to the political order will take some time. The protesters themselves have a slogan. It means it should end within our generation. It could be the start in this generation, but it could last longer when changes will take place. Actvtivsts Sambat, CNA, Bangkok.